Hello again, everybody. Professor Champy here. So for this video, I want to talk about the idea of process writing, and I also kind of want to follow up on the discussion that I had for us about what we hate about English. Really is one of my favorite things to do, ask students what they hate. Um, so as you saw in there, hopefully you're watching this video right after doing that. As you saw in there, um, a lot of the things that you guys hate about English, I also hate about English. Um, and I think that a lot of the things that you focused on, maybe in other classes, things like, grammar, for instance, the big one, it's not really what our focus is going to be in this class. This class is, about writing. And in the list of things that I think we need to be good writers, grammar, not super high on that list. So really the question that comes up is if I'm telling you that composition is not any of the things that you probably put into our discussion about the things you've hated with English before, well, what is it? What is composition? It's kind of a weird class name, right? We're told it's required, it's something we have to take. We just English class, okay. But what composition? What does that part of it specifically mean? So one of the main things that composition that differentiates it from other English classes is this focus on process writing and the writing process. Um, so the writing process, the basic idea here is that writing is not the kind of thing that you can just sit down, spit it out, and you're done, and that's how we write our best essays. It's not how it works. I know through grade school you probably had to do a lot of these timed essays, in-class essays, especially the ones for the standardized tests. What was it, the NJ Ask and these things, the HESPA, I don't know what they call them nowadays. Um, but all these timed essays that we had to do in the past, it's nonsense, right? That's not how good writing works. And I think from your experience, you kind of know that that's how good writing works. And that's why those timed essays are just endlessly frustrating, right? So we're not going to do those, which is good news. But those are the exact opposite of the writing process, where you just sit down, maybe think about it for like 5 minutes, and you just go, right? Not the writing process, not how people get books written, not how academics get essays written, not really how college students end up writing successful essays that get them good grades and stuff. So what we really want to do in this class is try to find the best strategy for all of us, to write the best essay that we can, and for it to maybe be like a little less painful, than it can be sometimes. So the big things about the writing process is that there's different steps to it, right? The whole idea here is that you have to go through a number of different like stages and steps in order to write the best essay that you can. So some of these things you've probably done before, but maybe never like totally integrated or thought about in this way. But the first one would be like brainstorming, right? So you get an assignment where the first things that come to mind, what are some possible ideas that you have before you even know what you want to say or what your argument is. Just writing some of that down. So brainstorming. Also during this time, sometimes research fits in here. Like sometimes right at the beginning of an essay, if you're not sure what to write, by doing a little bit of research, not too much, but just a little bit, you can kind of get a sense of some of the things other people have said about this, and then maybe get some of your own opinions. So you got things like brainstorming, research, making an outline. We are gonna work on outlines a little bit in this class. I'll talk about it in another video, but I do think it'll be better than outlines you've done before. We don't need any Roman numerals. We don't need small a, little a, little b, whatever it is. We don't need to worry about that. But outlines, I do think are a good thing. I do think it's important we get to know how to use them. Drafting is a big part of the writing process. Writing a first draft that maybe if your whole essay needs to be 4 pages, maybe your first draft's only 2 pages or something. It's not even totally done. You're just getting your ideas out there. So drafting, getting feedback on your draft, another step in the writing process. Revising your draft once you've gotten feedback, and then finally proofreading once you're totally done. So we're going to use all these steps. We're going to go through all of them, and you'll get some experience with it. The most important thing, though, is that you find something that works for you. Is that really my goal for this class? Is that you come out of it in a place where when you get an essay assignment, you're like, okay, here's an essay assignment. I guess I have to do it. Here's what I do now. The first thing I need to do is this. Then I'll do this. Then I'll do this. So what I really want from this class is for you guys to feel like you have a strategy for writing college level papers. And then, a strategy for getting good grades in the rest of your classes based on that. So the writing process can be a big part of that, and kind of finding what steps you personally need to go through. And it's probably not the same for everybody, right? A little bit different. But by going through all these steps, you'll kind of find out which ones are the most important for you. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to develop that idea a little bit more. We'll talk about it again. But this whole concept of writing as a process that we have to go through, not something that's just done at the last minute, right before it's due. Your best writing is not going to come out then. Even if you think it is, you're probably wrong. So we're gonna try out this idea of the writing process. We're gonna talk about it more all semester. And we'll kind of see what that goes. And that's really one of the big focuses on composition. So whereas I'm telling you that, we're not that concerned with things like grammar or timed essays or whatever. We're not going to like read plays in here necessarily. What we are going to do is focus on like what are essays and how can we write them and how can we make them, better, more enjoyable, all that. All right, so I think that's all I got for you now. I'll talk to you again soon.